In every age, people have asked the same questions. What is the good life? How should we treat one another? What does it mean to be free or virtuous or just? What does it mean to be human? Western moral philosophy for beginners and Selenius Media takes you on a guided journey through the minds that shaped the moral backbone of the West, from the earliest Greek thinkers to the modern age. Lived stories of struggle, ambition, conflict, revelation, all unfolding against the sweep of history. If you've ever wanted to understand philosophy clearly, calmly, and humanly, if you want to know not just what these thinkers argued, but why it mattered, follow Western moral philosophy for beginners today and explore 10 more podcasts at Selenius Media. Plotinus, who lived from 204 to 270 CE, was a philosopher of late antiquity, best known as the founder of Neoplatonism, a school of thought that synthesized ideas from Plato with Eastern philosophical concepts. He emerged in a rich cultural and intellectual milieu during the Roman Empire, a time when ideas were rapidly exchanged and transformed within the melting pot of traditions, influencing Western thought for centuries. In this deep dive, we will explore Plotinus' central contributions to moral philosophy, particularly through his concept of the one, the nature of the soul, and the structure of reality, clarifying his ideas and examining their relevance to the modern world. One of the most crucial aspects of Plotinus's thought is his hierarchical view of reality, asserting that everything emanates from a single, ineffable source he refers to as the One. This notion lays the groundwork for our understanding of his moral philosophy. For Plotinus, the One is beyond being itself, transcending all existence and embodying the ultimate reality. From the One emanates the Nous, or Intellect, which encompasses all forms, including all Platonic ideas. The next layer is the world soul, which bridges the higher realities of the One and the Nous with the material world. Each level represents a further descent into multiplicity and imperfection. Therefore, the closer something is to the One, the more real and good it is. To understand how this metaphysical structure relates to morality, we must first recognize Plotinus's belief that the ultimate goal of human life is to return to the One, achieving unity with the source of all goodness. This return is not merely a mystical experience, but a process of intellectual and moral refinement. Human souls, which are fragments of the divine, possess the ability to move toward perfection by cultivating virtues and engaging in philosophical inquiry. For Plotinus, virtues are not arbitrary ethical guidelines, but reflections of the higher reality. In this way, the moral life aligns with the harmonious order of the cosmos, drawing individuals closer to their divine essence. One key text in Plotinus's oeuvre is the Enneads, a compilation of 6 groups of 9 treatises. Within the Enneads, we find a profound exploration of the soul's nature and its relationship to the body, a topic that is particularly relevant to moral philosophy. Plotinus posits that the soul is immortal and inherently good, distinct from the transient material world. This distinction carries significant moral implications. If the soul is eternal, our actions must reflect an understanding of its higher purpose. In Ennead I, a crucial discourse occurs about the virtues, how they serve as pathways to inner transformation. For example, Plotinus emphasizes the importance of wisdom, courage, and moderation. Let us take a closer look at his argument regarding courage. In his view, true courage is aligned with the understanding that the eternal soul remains unaffected by the temporal dangers of life. By realizing the nature of our existence as primarily spiritual, individuals can cultivate a profound sense of courage, overcoming fear and adversity. Thus, acting courageously is not merely a reaction to danger, but a recognition of the deeper truths about oneself and the nature of life itself. This perspective can extend to modern situations, particularly in contexts like politics and personal ethics. Consider a political leader who faces the dilemma of making decisions that would benefit their career, but compromise their integrity. A Platonian approach would suggest that true leadership requires aligning actions with a higher moral purpose, reflecting on ultimate ideals rather than the transient gains of political life. Such a leader would seek not merely power, but the good of the community, embodying virtues that resonate with a noble purpose. Additionally, we find Plotinus's ideas applicable to debates in medicine and technology, especially concerning bioethics. In our current age, where technology increasingly intersects with the human experience, artificial intelligence, genetic modification, and healthcare advancements, navigating ethical dilemmas can become overwhelming. By embracing Plotinus's perspective that focuses on the soul's immortality and its inherent goodness, medical professionals can strive not just to heal the body, but to nurture the patient's overall well-being. For instance, when discussing the ethical ramifications of AI, one might reflect on how technology should ultimately serve the development of the human spirit rather than undermine it. However, Plotinus's ideas are not without their criticisms. One major limitation, highlighted by later thinkers, is the abstraction of the one and its perceived detachment from the material world. Critics argue that such a dualistic approach risks dismissing the significance of physical existence and the complex realities of human relationships. For instance, how does one reconcile the pursuit of the one with the tangible and often messy demands of daily life? Moreover, thinkers like Aristotle, who emphasized the importance of empirical observations and the inherent purposes of nature, provided a contrast to Plotinus's more mystical and transcendent view. Aristotle focused on particular virtues and ethical conduct in accordance with the real world, arguing that happiness is found in fulfilling one's nature as a rational being. Later philosophers, such as Augustine, also integrated aspects of Plotinus while critiquing the notion of emanation. Augustine sought to address the problem of evil, understanding it not as a mere absence of good, but as a fundamental conflict within the material world, something that Plotinus's more optimistic view struggles to account for. Thus, while Plotinus offers a vision of morality that emphasizes internal transformation and the pursuit of the divine, it raises deeper questions about the nature of human experience and the complexities of ethical behavior as influenced by social and material realities. Returning to his metaphysics, let's explore another core argument presented by Plotinus. In Ennead 4, Plotinus delves into the nature of desire and the pursuit of beauty. He asserts that all human desires ultimately stem from a longing for unity with the One. When individuals seek pleasure or external validation, they are misdirecting their desire away from the true source of fulfillment. This notion has significant implications, especially when considering modern consumerism. In today's world, where materialism often dominates societal values, Plotinus would argue that the relentless quest for external goods, be it social status, wealth, or even the ephemeral nature of online validation, misguides individuals away from deeper, soul-nurturing truths. To align with his philosophy, one might reflect not only on what they desire, but on why they desire it. How does it connect to their quest for inner harmony? The implications extend to both the personal and broader societal dynamics. As individuals are increasingly driven by superficial desires, the challenge becomes embracing a more profound understanding of fulfillment that fosters genuine growth and connection with others. Cultivating virtues, then, as Plotinus suggested, becomes paramount for aligning one's life with the greater good, progressing beyond mere fascination with fleeting pleasures. In our exploration of Plotinus's moral philosophy, we have seen how his metaphysical framework informs his understanding of virtues, the significance of the soul, and the implications for modern ethical dilemmas. Reflecting on his emphasis on returning to the One, we are invited to consider how often our engagements with the world, our political affiliations, relationships, and aspirations align with a greater understanding of who we are as spiritual beings, inherently connected to each other and to the universe. In closing, as we contemplate the applications of Plotinus's thought within our own lives, it encourages a reflective stance. What desires motivate our actions? How might we cultivate virtues that resonate with the deepest parts of ourselves? As we navigate our complexities and choices, the pursuit of moral excellence according to a higher ideal may lead not only to personal fulfillment, but to a more compassionate and understanding society. In the spirit of Plotinus, we may find that the path to a fulfilling life is illuminated through the quest for unity, both within ourselves and with the world around us. To further develop our understanding of Plotinus, let us delve deeper into his conception of the soul, particularly in the context of his views on knowledge, self-awareness, and ethical behavior. Plotinus writes extensively about the soul, emphasizing its existence as both a distinct entity and an integral part of the grand cosmological order that is continuously striving to return to the One. This return is not a mere journey in time or space, but a profound inner transformation that every individual must undertake. In the Enneads, Plotinus asserts that knowledge and self-awareness are essential components of this transformative process. He argues that true knowledge is not simply a cognitive accumulation of facts, but a deeper understanding of one's own soul and reality itself. To know oneself is to realize one's connection to the greater cosmos, acknowledging that one is not just an isolated being, but part of a larger metaphysical structure that encompasses the One, the Nous, and the world soul. A practical application of Plotinus's philosophy can be found in modern self-help movements that emphasize mindfulness and self-reflection. In today's fast-paced world, many individuals grapple with stress and anxiety, often due to a lack of self-awareness and connection to a higher purpose. Plotinus's view suggests that by looking inward and engaging in philosophical contemplation, individuals can develop a clearer understanding of their motivations and desires. This self-knowledge can lead to a more meaningful existence, one that is aligned with their true essence. Consider the context of mental health. Mental health professionals often encourage clients to explore self-identity, values, and aspirations. Plotinus's emphasis on the soul's journey can provide a philosophical foundation for therapeutic practices, suggesting that healing arises not only from addressing immediate psychological concerns, but also from fostering an understanding of oneself as part of a larger, meaningful tapestry of existence. By integrating such philosophical insights with contemporary psychology, individuals may find pathways to recovery that resonate on multiple levels: psychological, emotional, and spiritual. Another essential aspect of Plotinus's moral philosophy is his belief in the pursuit of beauty, which is intricately linked to his understanding of knowledge and the good. For Plotinus, beauty is not simply an aesthetic ideal, but is rooted in the divine order of the cosmos. Beauty, in its highest form, is a reflection of the One, an expression of unity and harmony. This notion of beauty can extend into ethical considerations. When individuals recognize beauty in their actions and relationships, They are participating in the divine order of reality. Their actions thus align with both moral goodness and the pursuit of higher ideals. In a modern context, consider how the concept of beauty can permeate our contemporary ethics. In an age where actions are often judged by their utilitarian benefits, a Platonian perspective would challenge us to consider the beauty and integrity of our choices. In political arenas, for instance, leaders are frequently compelled to make decisions based solely on economic advantages or power dynamics. A philosopher influenced by Plotinus might advocate for policies that embody beauty, not just in aesthetic terms, but in their ability to promote harmony, justice, and the common good. Such an approach could lead to more compassionate governance, encouraging leaders to aspire toward solutions that resonate with ethical beauty rather than merely expediency. However, we must also confront the limitations of Plotinus's ideas in addressing the complexities of our contemporary moral landscape. One critique that has persisted is the abstractness of his philosophical framework, particularly in relation to action in the material world. While Plotinus's vision offers an elevated quest for unity and beauty, critics argue that such an outlook might risk downplaying the realities of human suffering, injustice, and the ethical complexity embedded within our social relationships. For example, despite Plotinus's emphasis on the soul's pursuit of the one, he does not sufficiently address the moral weight of social inequalities and systemic injustices that exist in the physical world. Contemporary philosophers and ethicists, such as Martha Nussbaum and Amartya Sen, have turned their focus toward capability and justice, emphasizing the need for societal structures that enable individuals to pursue a fulfilling life in tangible, practical ways. Their perspectives argue for a more grounded understanding of ethics that recognizes the complexities of human experience and the importance of addressing societal issues. Furthermore, Plotinus's insistence on the eternal perfection of the one may appear to some as overly optimistic. Critics might argue that such views could lead to a disregard for the genuine struggles and imperfections inherent in human existence. The French philosopher Michel Foucault, for instance, critiqued traditional metaphysical notions, emphasizing the role of power dynamics and societal structures in shaping human behavior and moral considerations. From this perspective, a purely idealistic framework may be insufficient for addressing the nuanced realities of ethics in modern life. Yet, Plotinus's philosophical legacy continues to inspire contemporary moral discourse, particularly in the realm of spirituality and personal ethics. His ideas on the soul's journey may serve as a guiding principle for individuals seeking to cultivate a more profound connection to themselves and the world around them. This connection can lead to ethical engagement that emphasizes care, compassion, and a recognition of shared humanity. When we reflect on the application of Plotinus's thought in the digital age, we encounter new challenges and opportunities. Consider the advent of social media, where the pursuit of validation often manifests as a quest for fleeting likes and followers. From a Platonian perspective, such distractions steer individuals away from the inherent goodness and beauty of their true nature. Instead of engaging authentically in self-discovery and community connections, many find themselves ensnared in cycles of comparison and superficial interactions. Plotinus's insights challenge us to reconsider our motivations in these virtual spaces. Can we foster a digital culture that reflects our higher ideals, promoting engagement and connection rather than isolation? How can we nurture an online environment that prioritizes beauty, kindness, and meaningful interactions? In grappling with these questions, individuals can consciously align their online presence with their pursuit of deeper truths, actively engaging in a manner that resonates with their ethical commitments and spiritual aspirations. This emphasis on contemplation and self-awareness finds a parallel in the rise of mindfulness practices within personal development. The cultivation of presence, awareness, and ethical conduct in daily life echoes Plotinus's call to align one's actions with the pursuit of the good. Mindfulness, as a practice, offers tools for individuals to reconnect with their inner lives, reflecting on their desires and motivations. By examining our choices through the lens of Plotinus's teachings, we can seek to bridge the divide between our spiritual aspirations and our lived experiences. In further exploring the connection between Plotinus and later ethical thinkers, we find interesting parallels with philosophers such as Kant. While Plotinus emphasizes the interconnectedness of the spiritual realm and ethical intentions, Kant hinges on autonomy and the principle of the categorical imperative in moral reasoning. Where Plotinus invites us to look inward at the unity of the soul with the One, Kant implores moral agents to consider the universality of their actions and the implications of treating individuals as ends in themselves. Each perspective offers rich insights, emphasizing the importance of intention in the moral landscape, yet they diverge on the sources of ethical obligation. Plotinus also lays the groundwork for the later mystical traditions, particularly within Christian thought. His influence permeated the works of early Christian theologians like Augustine, who integrated many of Plotinus's ideas while articulating a theology that addressed the nature of God, sin, and redemption within the human experience. Augustine took Plotinus's emphasis on the immortality of the soul and approached it through the lens of divine grace and the transformative power of faith. In what ways do Plotinus's ideas resonate with your own life today? His emphasis on self-understanding, the pursuit of beauty, and the connection to a greater reality invites us to reflect meaningfully on our aspirations and ethical choices. Whether we are contemplating our roles as individuals in society, exploring our relationships, or engaging with technology, Plotinus's philosophy encourages us to prioritize introspection and alignment with our higher ideals. As you navigate your personal journey, consider the question of what it means to cultivate virtues that resonate deeply with who you are. How might you seek to return to your own version of the One, whether that be a sense of purpose, connection, or transcendent understanding? By engaging with these profound philosophical inquiries, we can create pathways to more authentic lives, marked by moral commitment, beauty, and meaningful connection to both ourselves and the world around us. Plotinus's teachings, while rooted in a context far removed from our modern experiences, continue to offer profound insights into the nature of existence, beauty, and moral philosophy. As we strive to weave these ideas into the fabric of our lives, we are reminded that the quest for unity, both within ourselves and with others, represents a timeless journey that transcends culture and era. In this pursuit, there lies the promise of discovering a deeper sense of truth, love, and compassion, a legacy worthy of our exploration. In continuing our exploration of Plotinus and the moral dimensions of his philosophy, we should delve deeper into his ideas surrounding the nature of love as a spiritual force. For Plotinus, love is central to the soul's journey toward the One, serving as both a motivational drive and a transformative experience. He views love as an essential aspect of existence that propels individuals to seek unity and connection, not only with their own spiritual essence, but also with others, and ultimately, the divine. In the Enneads, particularly in Ennead 3, Plotinus elaborates on the concept of love, which he sees as a powerful longing for beauty and unity. He posits that love, in its highest form, is a reflection of the soul's innate desire to return to its source, the One. In his framework, this love transcends mere physical attraction. It constitutes a pursuit for the ultimate good and beauty that defines existence itself. Plotinus articulates that love can manifest at different levels. On one hand, we might experience love for particular persons or beautiful things in the world. However, at its core, this love is a flicker of the greater longing each soul has for the One. He suggests that when we genuinely love another, we are recognizing a spark of that divine unity within them, a reminder of our connection to the ultimate source of all. This evolving understanding of love calls for deeper contemplation, especially as we navigate interpersonal relationships today. In practical modern contexts, applying Plotinus's conception of love can profoundly influence our personal relationships and social interactions. In romantic relationships, for instance, love often begins with attraction that can evolve into a partnership grounded in mutual growth and the pursuit of higher ideals. A Platonian perspective would encourage individuals to cultivate a love that seeks the other's well-being and supports their journey towards self-realization. This resonates with contemporary discussions of love that prioritize emotional support, personal growth, and the flourishing of both partners. In more expansive social contexts, we can see how Plotinus's concept of love extends to civic engagement and community bonding as well. Love for one's community, akin to a familial love, can inspire individuals to work for the common good and promote social justice. A contemporary example might be found in social movements that focus not merely on addressing immediate issues, but also on furthering understanding and connection among diverse populations. Here, individuals motivated by Plotinus's view might seek out ways to inspire collective growth and harmony. Moreover, the challenge we face in today's world, particularly regarding societal division and conflict, compels us to consider how love, as a philosophical force, might offer bridge-building solutions. In navigating polarized environments, be it in political discourse or community relations, Plotinus's approach invites us to exercise compassion by recognizing shared humanity. The challenge of dissent can be tempered when we engage with others' perspectives through the lens of love, encouraging dialogues that seek unity rather than deepening divisions. As we engage with Plotinus's framework on love, it is essential to consider its implications on our ethical frameworks. Modern ethical discussions frequently delve into the importance of empathy and compassion. The philosopher Emmanuel Levinas, for example, centered his ethical theory on the relation between the self and the other, emphasizing the moral obligation to recognize the face of the other as a call to responsibility. Echoing Plotinus, Levinas posits that true ethics arises from understanding ourselves in relation to others, where love plays a pivotal role. Returning to Plotinus, we also need to engage with his notion of intellect, or Nous, which serves as an intermediary in understanding moral philosophy through a lens of knowledge and self-awareness. The Nous, as the second emanation from the One, contains all forms and represents a divine intellect that understands the truth of realities. Plotinus placed a strong emphasis on the intellect as a means for the soul to ascend back toward the One, illuminating the path through knowledge and self-reflection. The significance of intellect can be seen in today's discussions surrounding moral reasoning. In fields such as environmental ethics, for example, intellectual understanding plays a critical role in motivating individuals and communities towards sustainable practices. Engaging with the ethical implications of our choices, whether it be as consumers, voters, or caretakers of the planet, requires navigating both knowledge and the reflective consideration of our interconnectedness with nature. A Plotinian viewpoint emphasizes the need for greater awareness and insight as individuals engage in the ethical considerations of their impact on the world. In actions inspired by knowledge and intellect, modern society witnesses shifts toward more inclusive practices regarding social justice. Discourses surrounding equity and representation in various sectors, education, politics, and corporate governance, demonstrate the need to apply intellectual engagement for fostering systemic change. Here again, Plotinus offers insight, compelling individuals to elevate their understanding beyond mere facts toward profound truths that unite and uplift. However, while Plotinus has compelling insights on love and intellect, we must acknowledge certain criticisms and limitations of his views. Scholars often critique the idealism of Plotinus's philosophy, arguing it can lead to neglecting material conditions and pressing social issues. A common criticism is that while Plotinus perhaps offers a beautiful vision of unity and goodness, he may sidestep the urgency found in addressing the divisions and suffering present in the physical world. This critique can draw parallels with philosophers such as Hegel, who emphasize the necessity of recognizing history and social contexts in ethical considerations. Hegel's dialectics acknowledge the complexity of societal struggles, arguing that individual self-awareness cannot be divorced from collective experiences in history. In recognizing this, ethical obligations arise not merely from abstract ideals, but from the realities individuals face collectively. Additionally, we can consider the perspectives of later moral philosophers such as John Stuart Mill, who shifted the moral landscape toward utilitarianism, focusing on the consequences of actions as they relate to the collective happiness of society. Mill's pragmatic approach emphasizes the importance of context and practical implications when navigating ethical choices, countering Plotinus's more metaphysical and inward-focused vision. In another strand of modern philosophy influenced by Plotinus, we can look toward existential thinkers like Søren Kierkegaard, who emphasized the necessity of subjective experience and the individual's relationship to the divine or existential anxiety. In contrast to Plotinus's more static view of the divine hierarchy, Kierkegaard's philosophy speaks to the existential struggles of individual choice and the necessity of encountering the complexities of faith and morality through personal experience. Reflecting on our exploration, it becomes clear that while Plotinus's philosophical contributions provide valuable insights into love, knowledge, and the pursuit of unity, they also prompt necessary conversations around the place of social engagement, material realities, and the complexities of lived experiences in moral philosophy. As we contemplate the lasting legacy of Plotinus, let us re-examine how these ideas might manifest in our lives today, not merely as abstract concepts, but as practical guiding principles. How might we prioritize love in our relationships, acknowledging it as a transformative force that enriches both our individual experiences and the collective fabric of our communities? Furthermore, how can we cultivate a deeper understanding through knowledge, applying it as a means of fostering compassion and connection amidst the complexities of modern life? As we navigate the modern world, shaped by technology, societal shifts, and the intricacies of interpersonal dynamics, the challenge remains to source our decisions in ethical frameworks that honor both our spiritual aspirations and the practical demands of existence. Plotinus urges us in our quest for meaning not to lose sight of the inherent goodness that connects all beings, and to cultivate a love that fosters understanding, kindness, and reconciliation. This reflective journey encourages us to think deeply about the paths we tread as individuals, how we engage with our immediate surroundings, and how we might embody virtues that resonate with the larger tapestry of existence. Through Plotinus, we are invited to partake in the timeless search for unity, beckoning us to contribute positively, not just to our lives, but to the collective narrative that shapes our world. Plotinus's influence offers us a foundation on which we can continue to build and inquire, blending ancient wisdom with contemporary realities. As we embrace his philosophical explorations, let us not only appreciate the beauty of his ideas, but also strive to actualize them in ways that enhance our consciousness, relationships, and ethical responsibilities. The quest for understanding our place in the cosmos, for nurturing our souls, and for engaging with each other through love and insight remains ever vital. Through this shared journey, we may cultivate a deeper sense of connection to ourselves, to each other, and to the greater existence we all inhabit.
Midnight rails under silver moon, dusty boots on a winding road. A shadow's the only friend I've known since she packed up and let me go. Empty whiskey bottle on the seat, her laugh still echoes in my bones. The saddle's heavy with memories. I ride alone where the wind still blows. Nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be. Nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be. Sunrise paints the horizon gold, but it don't warm a lonesome soul. Every town I pass feels half her size. Every trail's haunted by goodbye. I whisper prayers to open skies, hoping someday my heart'll find a brand new path beyond the pain, where broken hearts can heal in time. Nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be. Nowhere else to be, nowhere else to be.